Well, I'm fixing to disagree with somebody who is a lot smarter than me. So if you enjoy a right proper train wreck, stay tuned. In his book, The Grand Design, Stephen Hawking said, "Because there is a law such as gravity, the universe can and will create itself from nothing." So right away, I see a couple of things that I want to ask Dr. Hawking. Number one, Dr. Hawking, when you use the word nothing,
Nothing!
I wonder if you mean the same thing that I mean when I say the word nothing.
You keep using the word.
Usually what I mean when I say that word is, well, the complete absence of everything. When you say the word nothing, at least in that statement, I don't think that that's what you mean.
I do not think it means what you think it means.
When we talk about the vast black empty space that existed before the beginning of the universe, apparently you think that the law of gravity already existed. I'm not quite sure that that's so. But if it did exist, that, Dr. Hawking, is not nothing. That is something. Another word that you use here in this statement, I would actually like a little bit of clarification. Since we're using descriptive language, I want to be accurate as possible. The word I'm talking about here is law. Now, usually, the scientific community, when they use the word law, they're referring to things like natural laws, like, well, the law of gravity, the law of aerodynamics, and things like that. Usually what they mean is, well, they're talking about a piece of written work that describes the way nature behaves. The law of aerodynamics, for instance, explains how and why birds and other winged objects can fly. It explains to us how they do it. The law of aerodynamics does not create birds, nor does it make them fly. It describes how they fly. Pretty sure it's the same thing with the law of gravity. It's describing to us the way gravity behaves. It's not making gravity behave that way. Dr. Hawking, these laws are not legislation, they are observation. This statement in your book, The Grand Design, is the first instance in written literature that I have ever seen of any scientist implying that these laws were more than that. Apparently you think that the law of gravity pre-existed gravity itself. In fact, pre-existed the universe. In fact, had a hand in its creation. I don't know. I'm not so sure about that. Just for fun, though, let me walk with you down that road. Let's assume that the law of gravity did pre-exist the universe and had a hand in its creation. This law, I think, would be a very powerful thing. In fact, it would be the most powerful thing imaginable if it could make worlds. This law of gravity, this collection of data or knowledge, is itself unimaginable and unfathomable. It's a collection of limitless power. Now, I do sometimes sit in contemplation of such a power. This contemplation I call prayer. This power I call God. I want to be very careful with my descriptive language if we're going to redefine terms. So we're left with two options. Either these natural laws did not pre-exist the universe, in which case they are themselves created things and required an outside hand. Or these natural laws did exist before the universe, in which case they are the outside hand. It's one or the other, my friend. So we've spent a little bit of time here talking about the accurate use of a couple of words, the word law and the word nothing.
The nothing.
Dr. Hawking, the proper use of descriptive language is very important in shaping the way we see the world. In the interest of being as accurate as possible, there's one more scientific term I would like to retool. I would like to take a slightly less than accurate descriptive phrase and trade it for a more accurate descriptive phrase. Oh, and to be completely accurate, I'm wanting to trade a two-word phrase for a four-word sentence. The two-word phrase that I would like to look at is the phrase Big Bang, and here's why. Whenever I hear the word bang, I usually think of a loud noise. As you know, Dr. Hawking, sound cannot travel through empty space, but light can. Sound requires a compressible medium through which to travel. So those first few moments of the existence of the universe that are commonly called today the Big Bang, I'd like to trade in that phrase for something else. To an external observer, it wouldn't be a loud noise, more of a flash than a bang. So what I'm proposing is this. We trade in the two-word phrase Big Bang and use in its place a four-word sentence. Let there be light. So if you enjoyed this particular train wreck and you'd like to see more, subscribe to my channel. And if you didn't enjoy this train wreck and you don't want to see any more, I'm afraid the only way to avoid that is subscribe to my channel.